Strikes and also the heat wave and the impact that is happening on the capital. Now there's some other news, and imagine suffering from intolerable pain, but all of the professionals who are supposed to be there to support you don't believe you. Well, Ella Copley is 17. She's had ME for 7 years and has been in Leeds General Infirmary since March. She believes her pain is not being taken seriously enough. Ella's mum, Joanne McKee, spoke to Times Radio Breakfast this morning about her daughter's experience with the health service.
She knows she's probably never going to eat or drink again. She can cope with that. She cannot cope with severe pain. She's just kept saying, I cannot live in this much pain. And pain is the absolute number one problem for Ella, not her conditions or not managing them. It's the fact that people don't believe her. We've seen over 200 doctors over 7 years, and probably only 3 have ever believed her.
That was Ella's mum, Joanne, speaking to Breakfast earlier. Let's now, Joanne there saying the pattern of poor treatment had left her daughter suicidal. Well, let's hear now from Sonya Chowdhury, the Chief Executive of Action for ME. Hi, Sonya.
Hi, Matt.
Let's start at the very beginning, if you like. What exactly is ME and how does it manifest itself?
Myalgic encephalomyelitis is a disease that affects every system in the body. People have a hallmark symptom called post-exertional malaise. That means that after any activity, even for some people who are most severely affected, even just moving in bed or trying to sit up can trigger a flare-up of symptoms, which doesn't improve with rest. And severe, persistent exhaustion, beyond anything you could imagine, is very common. There are lots of other symptoms as well, like hypersensitivity to light, to noise, pain, cognitive dysfunction that people live with on a daily basis.
And the story of Ella, who's been suffering with it for 7 years, she feels like it's not been taken seriously enough. How common an experience is that with the people that you work with?
It's very common. Action for ME hears on a daily basis from people who are seen as the problem. Their disease is not recognised, it's not understood, and it's not taken seriously. And when you're faced with that on a daily basis, it's really difficult to try and navigate just to get any sort of sense of care or support. And it really seriously is not good enough.
And so what would you like to see happen now?
Well, obviously, we want people like Ella and the many other people that have come forward over the last week with similar experiences to be listened to be taken seriously, to receive the treatment that they can, that is available. And Ella is not asking for something that doesn't exist. We want the national delivery plan, which the government is developing at the moment, to be delivered, for it to be fully implemented so that people have the appropriate care and support that is provided to other post-viral diseases, money that goes into research, because quite frankly, had we put money into research for post-viral diseases like ME, then we would not be experiencing the same issues we are with long COVID. And to redress the experience that people like Ella have, we want a national clinical lead for ME and an integrated care pathway so that no child is left to suffer in the same way.
Sonya, it's really good to speak to you. Thanks so much for joining us. Sonya Chowdhury there from Action for ME, reflecting on Ella Copley's story. In a statement, Dr Phil Wood, Chief Medical Officer and Deputy Chief Executive of Leeds Teaching Hospitals NHS Trust, said, "We recognise it's a really difficult time for Ella and her family, and we're sorry to hear that they feel that we're not meeting Ella's needs. Our clinical teams are doing everything they can to support them and try to get Ella better as quickly as possible. We appreciate the support offered by the Action for ME charity, and we will be meeting with them to discuss their insight and knowledge in further detail."